Hola, ¿cómo está? Bien, bonjour. This is Canadian Conquistador. I'm coming to you with another video. This is the third episode of my homesteading videos on geodesic dome building. This will be attaching the sill plates to the concrete foundation, or the cinder block foundations. I hope you enjoy this video. Hit subscribe if you like this video, and we'll continue on with this video right now. Walter Bowersfield was given credit as the original inventor of the geodesic dome, and he lived from 1879 to 1959. He was a German engineer who invented the first projection planetarium. The Zeiss 1 planetarium was the first geodesic dome stemmed from the icosahedron 26 years before Buckminster Fuller. However, I believe that the Inuit people deserve the original credit for the dome. If you look at their snow houses, igloos, and the Native Americans also had similar structures but made of wood. Credit was soon given to his successor, Buckminster Fuller, for reinventing the icosahedron with polyhedron with 20 faces. Fuller wanted to improve human shelter according to the Buckminster Fuller Institute. He wanted more comfortable living, efficient, economically available to more people. He worked with triangles and realized that it was 2 times more stronger than a typical square. And from that triangle came the geodesic dome we see today. Geodesic domes allow for more airflow, less building materials, reduced surface planes. This keeps the wind from twisting and shearing forces. Are not so much of an issue with a geodesic dome. 30% energy savings compared to rectangular homes. According to Wikipedia, a geodesic dome is a hemispherical, thin-shelled structure based on a geodesic polyhedron made from triangles. Geodesic homes can vary in the amount and size of these triangles. The largest geodesic dome was 710 feet in length, and it was in an indoor water park in Miyazaki, Japan. It was then demolished in 2017. So day 2 working on the knee wall, putting the wood in and bolting it down. And yesterday I did this for probably an hour after work. I was kind of tired, so it ended up all the angles were skewed. So ends up this morning I did some math. I guess it's trigonometry, but I don't know how to do trigonometry, so but I guess I figured it out. But it seems to be going smoother now. Hopefully is what was happening is because of the angles being off, it was coming together, and on the back side of the foundation it wasn't even hitting the bolts. So, and it was off by about 6 inches when it came to connecting the boards at the very end. So I dismantled the whole thing and starting over. Okay. So if you look right here, if you're off on your angles, even slightly, it is going to eventually, even if it's off by a millimeter, that millimeter will eventually make these boards go this way inward more or outward, depending on how badly you cut your joints. But eventually the boards start tucking in and they don't even go over the concrete blocks. And that's the intention of the concrete, is to hold down these boards. And if the boards aren't sitting on top of those bolts, then what's the point, you know? Geodesic domes can be found all around the world, and because of their superior strength, they are used in very hostile conditions, such as Antarctica. Now, the wood that I'm using here for the base plates was 1 inch by 6 inch pressure-treated lumber, and for the risers, I used 2x4 pressure-treated wood and cut it down to 5 inches in height. using 3-inch screws, and I am fastening these wood risers in 3 different directions for the maximum rigidity. And then I went and took my socket wrench and bolted down the ones that I could, and the ones with the long stems I couldn't use a socket wrench, so I used a regular monkey wrench. The bolts will allow me to level out this whole platform eventually. I can raise up the bolts and put a shim underneath to make it level, and then tighten it back down after. Plates on. I'm still gonna have to mess with them to get it accurate. Not gonna be able to do that early until I cut the first boards for the base of the geodesic dome. I got the bracing on. I'm gonna put the knee brace on last. I'll do that tomorrow because I'm burning light. Yeah, so we'll see you in the morning. So the purpose of these is to basically get height from the sill board up, so it's past the tallest bolt, so that when I put down my top plate, there won't be any obstacles. It'd be really hard to put the geodesic beam through here because none of these bolts are in the same spot. You can see they're all over the place. But that's the purpose of the knee wall, besides bringing up height, is to get over those bolts and give yourself a flat, even surface to build upon. Alright, so early this morning I got up and waited for neighbors to start turning on their machinery, and so now it's time I can get finishing this sill plate. Yep, let's get to it. I recommend a digital protractor for your angles, just to keep things consistent. It's not always, your cuts aren't always going to be perfect, so this keeps it, the cohesiveness of the structure. I should point out that I bought plans, blueprints for this geodesic dome. However, everything up until now is not part of the plans. This is just my idea. The plans call for just building it straight on a flat surface, but because I have no flat surface, I decided to build this structure instead. So this is something you're going to have to work the numbers out yourself. I should also mention that this geodesic dome plan, I'm not going to be giving you measurements. I'm just showing you how I'm building it, because it would be infringing on copyrights if I gave you the angles and the lengths of the wood and all this stuff. The property is owned. The copyrights belong to the guy that I bought the blueprints from. This is part 3, I think. Building the geodesic dome. This is the sill plate. It's not perfect. Nothing I do is really perfect, but it's as good as I can do. I'm not a professional carpenter. This is what you get when you're a jack of all trades, master of none. But this is gonna work, I think. We'll find out when we start putting up the baseboards. Go on top of this next, and they're all cut the same length. So I hope you enjoyed this 3rd episode to my homesteading videos on geodesic dome building. Next we will be putting down the baseboards, which will directly attach the geodesic dome. And I hope you like this video. I hope you subscribe. I hope you come back and look at my other videos. We'll see ya.